It's been announced ages ago that we're getting Kirby Air Riders for Switch 2. And by ages ago, I mean a couple of weeks ago. It's just been so slow because I just need everything in my hands yesterday. It's been so slow. Jeez. But Kirby Air Riders was announced, and it was officially announced that Masahiro Sakurai himself was the one that was secretly working on this project all that time while we were thinking that he was working on a YouTube channel. When in reality, all that stuff was recorded and edited ages ago and only put out semi-recently, within the last, what was that, like last year, 2 years ago, whoever. So, with that being said, Kirby Air Riders is on its way. And we have yet to see any gameplay, any actual even screenshots, or any conversations from Sakurai himself about it even. But it's supposed to be this year, allegedly, according to its own teaser trailer. So, yeah, Kirby Air Riders is on its way. But as you can see from my title, I am a little nervous about it, right? Because here's the thing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm well-versed in, the sales of Kirby and, how good of a game Kirby Air Ride actually was or anything like that. I did play Kirby Air Ride, but not really, right? I didn't even participate in, the racing aspect, the actual, aspect that the game was meant. I would just literally, as a kid, go into City Challenge or whatever that was called, and just roam. I would just fart around. I wouldn't do any challenges. I would just try out all of the different vehicles, all the different, stars that we could ride on. That's all I care about as a kid. I didn't really, mess with Kirby Air Ride that heavy to the point where I know it in depth. What? Hey! No! What the hell? What? I don't even know what that looked up. Anyway. But anyway, in most other regards, I am a Kirby fan. I love Kirby. My first... For anybody that followed me long enough on my main channel, I used to go by Dark Puffle. I thought that that's what Kirby was called. Lo and behold, the show is what gave us the canon name of Star Warrior, I guess. That's just kind of what we ended up sticking with. And I have, grown up. So I couldn't use that name anymore. But I am very much looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, regardless of anything that I'm about to say now, right? I'm a little nervous because of what we're getting this year already, right? It's already kind of a jam-packed year in terms of Nintendo in general, right? We're getting, all these Switch 2 editions for Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Legend ZA, or we're getting Legend ZA in of itself, that just this year, that's awesome. We're getting Metroid Prime 4, which is a big, major release. That's really, really cool. The Switch 2 is going to be a massive release overall. It's going to be absolutely insane, Not to mention Mario Kart 8. That's great. We have a banger lineup. Donkey Kong Bonanza literally a month after. We've got so many things coming out in general when it comes to Nintendo. And I know that this is because of they've learned their lesson very well from the Wii U days. It doesn't matter how good or neat the hardware is, if you don't advertise it properly and you don't give us games to play on it, nobody's gonna care about it. And within, it's tale as old as time. The Wii U was a failure because we didn't get any games on it. Well, we've learned that with the Switch 1, and they've definitely proven that they're continuing with those smarts into the era of Switch 2, right? So we have a lot of games that we're going to be playing, right? But that's just it. We already have a very stacked lineup of games for this year. And the fact that we're getting a Kirby spin-off instead of... again, we are getting Kirby Forgotten Lands DLC and the Switch 2 edition of it. So that's cool. That's good and dandy. At least we're getting something mainline in terms of Kirby. It's just weird that it took this long to get DLC for Kirby, but I'll take what I can get. But the fact that one of the more major releases for Kirby this year is going to be a spin-off game is a little concerning because it's already been a good amount of time since Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and, the Switch 2 edition is cool and all, and the DLC is great, but we were kind of leaning towards something more new, right? But again, I'm excited for Kirby Air Ride. Don't get it twisted. It's really, really cool that we're getting this, and I can't wait. It's just weird as to where it's gonna fit within this lineup, because we're supposed to be getting all of this stuff at some point this year. So where does it even fit at that point, right? And then there's the other major thing that concerns me, and that's the fact that it's another racing game. Now here's the thing. I mean, I guess maybe this is just a me problem, but we're already getting Mario Kart 8, which is that's the racing game this year. That's just the reason everybody's mad about the pricing is because everybody wants to play Mario Kart. It's the game this year. That's the one game most people that are getting Switch 2s are going to own. Frame one. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But that's the racing game. Okay? So, it already can't come out anywhere near that. Okay? This one, a lot of you will definitely disagree with me on. But it's also gonna be, like, weird to put it anywhere near Sonic Racing Cross. I know that has nothing to do with anything, but like, I don't know. As somebody that's kind of like, I like Nintendo, I have to imagine that there's a lot of people that are also within my situation where in this field there's just going to be a lot of racing games coming out, or a lot of games coming out that you want this year. And if you're a Nintendo fan, it's not impossible that you may, lean towards Sonic just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. And, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which, a lot of people have very much claimed look very good, feel very good to play, and they're very excited for it. That's going to be a major racing game also coming out this year. But, more importantly, Mario Kart. And then we're getting another racing game in Kirby Air Riders. And, at the very least, right, when it comes to Mario Kart 8, it's weird to be at competition with yourself. Right? Granted, it's probably not going to come out till later this year, if it does end up coming out this year. But the fact that you're announcing Mario Kart World, and then in the same breath, oh yeah, another racing game later this year for our big major console. So buy both. What? You couldn't split it up by a year at least? Like, what, are we expected to just play Mario Kart World, and then all of a sudden Kirby Air Riders comes out, it's just like, oh, Kirby won, let's go. Or are we just, I don't know. It's such a weird thing. And I don't know how sales are going to be affected by that, right? And then in terms of just the general gaming scope, to have 3 major racing games this year in terms of, like, the fantasy, like, video game character racing games in terms of Mario, Kirby, and Sonic, for me, that's weird. That's a lot, So, I don't know. I guess this all really depends on if they really do stick with the 2025 release date, which usually when a game is this quiet, like we've seen all of these other games at the Nintendo Treehouse Live, we've seen so much gameplay of Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, we've seen just so much in terms of like a lot of other things. We have not seen a glimpse of Kirby Air Riders since it was revealed at all. No talks, no nothing. They did not bring it up again. And that's crazy considering the fact that one of their biggest developers, one of their biggest names in their company being Masahiro Sakurai, is spearheading the development for that game. Why are we so silent about that? I don't know. I'd be down to have it this year. The sooner we get it, the better, I'm super happy to have that. But when it gets too silent, it gets to a point, man, where you kind of start thinking that there may not be a release this year, And that kind of thing happens all the time. We see trailers drop and, they'll be like, it'll be like, oh yeah, this, it'll have like the release year, the release window or whatever, coming this winter, whatever. Delays happen. But the thing with Kirby Air Riders is that Sakurai's been working with a team on this in private for years already. They have been working tirelessly on this game for, I mean, I wouldn't say tirelessly per se. Ow. But this game has been in development for quite some time already. And for a racing game, it's not, I can't imagine it would take that insanely long. Especially for Kirby. But, I mean, I don't really know how far into development they are. But they've already been working on it for quite some time in secret. And it's supposed to release at some point this year. So, surely the game's at a point where we can showcase something. But not a screenshot, not a comment, nothing in terms of Kirby Air Riders. I just wouldn't be shocked if there was a delay of some sort and we don't end up getting this game actually until 2026. Because, I mean, logically, it would just make sense to put that anywhere near Mario Kart would be suicide for that game. It would be just asinine for that. Right? So, I don't know where they're going with Kirby Air Riders, but regardless, I am excited, and I do want to get my hands on it whenever I can. You know, I'm definitely one that could easily just, you know, if I have all of them, I'm going to jump back and forth between Mario Kart, between Sonic Racing Crossworlds, between Kirby. But it definitely would be easier if it didn't release anywhere near Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart World, which, you know, I don't think it will. But, like, even within this year, I feel like that's, I don't know. Mario Kart World is one thing because we've been waiting on a new Mario Kart game for the last decade. We've had Mario Kart 8 for so long now, it makes me mad. It makes me angry at how well it's been selling for the entire decade it's been with us, decade plus, and the fact that it never dropped in price, and that it was just their game for so long, and they proved to us at the very end there, yeah, we could add more content, but we're gonna stop at two things with just a couple of tracks and maybe a little handful of characters. When they could have been updating it that entire time, I'm sick, bro. I'm sick. So, I don't know. But this isn't about Mario Kart 8. This is about Kirby, and I love Kirby to death. I can't wait to get my hands on the DLC for Kirby Forgotten Land. I'm going to be playing that as soon as I can, and then, as you know, in a similar vein, whenever Kirby Air Riders drops, me and my homies are going to be running it for sure. So we will play that one by ear. But with that being said, I think I've spoke my piece here. So I'm going to pass the mic over to you guys, and I want you guys to tell me everything that you're thinking in the comment section below. Do you agree that it's kind of just a weird time to announce Kirby Air Riders with, you know, Mario Kart being like the first major game on the block before the Switch 2, and the fact that it's a racing game, and you think that maybe, I don't know, maybe you could see a potential delay for next year? Or are you on the opposing side? Maybe I'm absolutely crazy. It does not matter. Kirby Air Riders is going to do fine. It's going to be well, and we're going to have a lot to look forward to with that game, and despite whatever racing games may come out this year. Tell me everything you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I'm always going to be down there with you guys. But with that, yes, sir, it does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do just that. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gone. So thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor, taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!
Doing donuts in a bin. I stay funky. Battle goes wherever I am. I say fuck it. I don't know who's ready to spit. Just know you're going down with my 58 clips. I stay funky. Honey's taking back to the crib. I stay funky. Get the club popped off like pins. I say fuck it. I don't know.